at Medic Zone, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about Medic Zone and what it's all about later on. But that's not the main purpose of today. The main purpose of the day is to introduce someone and have a chat about their career aspirations in a moment or two. Now, this is no random coincidence. I've known this individual for a very, very long time. This is not all about military, but our background is military. And as you'll see, the person I'm bringing on in a moment is leaving the military after a very long and successful military career in various guises around the world, really, right back since 1982. So we joined the army together in 1982, on the 7th of September 1982. The guy I'm about to bring on, Richard Longstaff, a very, very old friend of mine, and myself, we joined the Royal Army Medical Corps. Welcome to whoever that is just joining us. Now, let me jump aside. Now we've got people joining us. If I may just say at the start, this is actually being broadcast live. So you have an opportunity, if you wish to interact or ask questions of Richard Longstaff as we go through. Then if you're watching on LinkedIn or YouTube, you can just type into the little box, your normal chat box, and click enter, and it will appear on the bottom right hand side of my screen, and I'll have a quick look at those and bring them in as and when appropriate. But yeah, so there you go. Let's bring in my my friend Richard. Let's click that. I'm going to put you front and center there. So Richard Longstaff, coming at us from, I believe, the outskirts of Manchester. Rich,
That's
how
right.
you doing today, mate? Are you
I'm
good?
okay. I'm okay, thank you, Dick, and thanks for bringing me on. I'm quite looking forward to it and wondering what the future holds, really, on both this and on the job front. Yeah,
that's really exciting times ahead, really, and we'll explore all of that in a quick second. And as I was just saying, that you and we go back. This is just a chat, right? It's just a long way. So there's no pressure, no stress. But we go back a long time, and I was thinking yesterday, but I was thinking really for two reasons. Because we've known each other so long, I know loads about you. So I know. Let's not talk ages, but we both have our birthday this month, so that was quite poignant. But last month was the month that we both joined the army in 1982. What the hell is that all about? That's a long time now, man. Long time. Oh, is he frozen? He's frozen. Excellent stuff. Well, I'm hoping he comes back on, because this is not a very good start to Richard's future career projections. Let me just close his link for a moment. Bear with me 1 second, everyone. I'm going to stay on. Actually, I'm going to chuck him out. So, Rich, when you logged back in, do join us. And I'm actually going to carry on without you, because you might not come back in, and I don't want to miss this opportunity to showcase your good self and all the things you've done. So I can carry on for about another 5 minutes or so with the knowledge that I have of Richard Longstaff. So let me tell you a bit about Richard Longstaff. Before I do that, I'm going to bring up his qualifications, because I think that's really, really important. So Rich joined the army with myself on the 7th of September 1982. He's probably going to reappear in a minute. And we embarked upon a career in the Royal Army Medical Corps, and we both trained as army medics initially. But then we decided to specialise, and our chosen career path within the Royal Army Medical Corps was Army Environmental Health, as it used to be called. So I then spent the rest of my career doing that. Richard spent most of his career doing Army Environmental Health, but then he also went into a different specialism and went into doing stores and administration. So he's got quite a lot of military experience under his belt, medical related, health related, and safety related. What Richard's done now, he's been in various roles within the military, both as a full-time career soldier, as a regular reserve soldier, and more latterly, as you'll be able to see on his CV, which will be downloadable at the end of this chat, latterly he has been part of the kind of civilian safety team allied to the military. I'm hoping he comes back on, because that wasn't a thing when I was in the forces, but he's spent a long time now doing health and safety, kind of associated with the military sector. So let me bring up a list of Richard's qualifications, actually. If I just bin that one for the time being, and then I'll just come down here. So the whole reason for doing this chat this morning was to showcase Richard's experience, his qualifications, and shout out to the world in general via this medium, LinkedIn, and our Medic Zone YouTube channel, the fact that very soon, I think the 28th of October, his contract with the military is coming to an end. And so he's going to be looking for a position on a kind of part-time basis, a few days a week, based within a commuting distance of Manchester, which is where he's based. Richard's qualifications are quite extensive. What I've done is just taken the key ones from his CV there. Again, that's available if you want to download it in the show notes at the end. So Richard has the NEBOSH National Diploma in Occupational Health and Safety. He's also, importantly, a BSI 45001 lead auditor, which is a great qualification for him to have. He's also got the NEBOSH fire certificate. He's also got the NEBOSH environmental certificate. So he's got quite a breadth of qualifications, but they're not the most important thing that he brings to the table. He brings to the table an absolute wealth of experience based around the globe. So he's literally worked on most continents around the world in a health and safety and a risk management capacity. And I also happen to know that he has a passion for teaching. So he loves training, loves doing teaching. He's got all of that health and safety and risk management experience. And I can vouch personally for Richard because I've known him for so long. He is a very knowledgeable, highly intelligent, highly ethical individual. He's very, very trustworthy. He's the kind of guy you do want on your team. If he says he's going to be somewhere, he'll be there. If he's meant to be prepared for such and such a job, he'll be prepared for such and such a job. So you don't have to worry about him being punctual and on time and prepared for the day. It's a given. If something needs to happen, it's going to happen, and he will do whatever's required to make that the case. So you've got a highly qualified, competent individual, but more importantly, from a commercial perspective. So he's looking for a commercial role. So within a consultancy, an established consultancy, again, within commuting distance of Manchester. Obviously, he doesn't mind the occasional night away, as anybody in this game has to accept. There's nights away from home, and that's a given. But consultancy within shouting distance of Manchester, or a training organization where he can really put into play his experience and knowledge and skills. And he's one of the key things about Rich. He's a really likable person. He's a highly personable individual. People warm to him. He comes across he's an empathetic individual and fits in well. You know, he's a good team player, but equally, as well as being a good team player, he'll get on with stuff and do what he needs to do. I do know that he's not looking for any kind of leadership roles, any management roles. He's not wanting to run the team or run the show. He's done that. He's been doing that for donkey's years now. And now it's the time to have a slight shift in career direction. Oh, I do believe he might be back in the room. Let's have a look.
Dick. Sorry about that. So, don't know what's going on there.
So I was just extolling your virtues. I think what I'll do is I'll put you front and center again. And I was just going through your background and the qualifications here. So let's dive in then. Rich, tell us a little bit. We're going to keep it fairly brief. Tell us a little bit about your current role. What do you currently do?
Well, I'm working as an Army Force Protection Advisor. So that really is all about whispering about health and safety in the chain of command's ears. So the senior management of the unit. So when you say health and safety to soldiers, they sort of tend to glaze over in a bit. If you call it force protection, that's a doctrine which they understand, really. And it's essentially the same thing, just keeping our most precious assets, our soldiers, our service personnel, safe. And it's quite a mature role now. I'm coming to the end of that contract due to my age. So I'm leaving on the end of the contract. So that's what it involves really, is talking to the chain of command about health and safety issues.
So general health and safety issues then. So if I let me ask a couple of questions around that, just to make sure I've got my understanding of that correct. So I'm thinking of this now into a civilian context. So if I'm thinking of your role in the military, that's going to be very, very diverse. And so if you were to be taken on by a local consultancy in and around the Manchester area, I want to mention that a bit more in a moment, the location that you're looking for, you'll bring to it quite a broad sort of approach to health and safety, because I know from the military you've got logistics, warehousing, vehicles, you've got all of the risks and all of the dangers going on. Yeah, so that experience I think is very, very easily I don't think I know is very, very easily transferable across. I was going to ask why you're deciding to move, but as you say, so the contract's come to an end. So when are you available?
From the end of this month onwards, really. I mean, technically I can start now. They usually give you a month's grace, but yeah, pretty much immediately.
So pretty much immediately available. And I was trying to fill some gaps in that little interim period.
Yeah, sorry, technology.
Tell us, what are you looking for? What role are you looking for specifically? What hours and where do you want to be based?
I've set myself a couple of rules in that, I don't really want to work full time. The reason for that is being a chartered member of IOSH, I'm looking at quite a significant salary, I believe, and I'm just going to get rinsed by the tax man if I go full time. So my military because of my military pension. So the idea is that if I go to work part time, the tax man won't get such a big.
So you can offer you're looking for a part time role.
Ideally.
Where do you want to be based?
In the Manchester area is ideal, but pretty much anywhere in the northwest will work. Liverpool, Preston. That's probably about the extent of the distance I'm willing to commute, really.
Super. What does the ideal job look like? Describe to me the perfect job for Richard Longstaff in the next few weeks. What are you doing, and what kind of company are you working for?
Well, with my extensive knowledge and experience of health and safety, consultancy would seem to be an ideal route to go down into. Training delivery is another option, perhaps, something which I never used to enjoy, if you remember, from our youth. But as I've got older and more confident, it's something which I've had to do a lot of, and I really quite enjoy it now. So that's an option, and possibly auditing as well. Going into people's systems.
There's three real key skills to bring to the table there, and I want to mention something if I can. So you've mentioned that you love training, you've developed that over the years to quite a high level that I'm aware of, and of course I know this to be a fact from personal experience. You do those talks outside of the health and safety. You do your military battlefield tours, so and I've witnessed it. You've got that rapport with people, the way you put stuff across. So I can vouch that you make an excellent trainer.
I do enjoy it.
You love it. It comes across.
It never used to be the case, though. It was a case of sink or swim, really.
So you enthuse about that now. That's really, really, really positive, and you've got the knowledge to back that up. That's the thing. All that experience. Auditing. Let's have a chat very briefly about auditing. You're a 45,001 auditor, lead auditor, ISO accredited auditor. Is that something that's of interest to you as well?
Certainly. I mean, 45,001 is a process whereby you go over and above the minimum legal requirements. So that's an interesting aspect, because in that people who want to actually show that they're higher of a higher standard than what is the baseline is quite an interesting area to develop, I think. What do you know? What am I trying to say? It's an area where I think I can add a bit of insight, and of course I'm a big believer in making it real for people, not just a tick box checking exercise. It's all about engagement. It's all about getting people on side with it. You go in heavy with it, people just switch off, I find. So it's all about stakeholder engagement, I believe. And you must see this yourself, Dick. If people own it, they're much more likely to take note
Yeah, exactly.
of what's
No,
required.
I couldn't agree more. So going to do a couple of quick fires then. Again,
Oh, here we go.
we keep it nice and punchy. First things that I want people to be aware of, that at the end of it, all of this information that they can see tickering around, your contact information and all of your qualifications, is all contained within your CV, and that CV will be downloadable from the show notes at the end of this. So we'll stick immediately, like literally within 30 seconds of you and I finishing, that will be available. So if people want to reach out and have a chat with you, they can contact you directly using all of these contact details, and they'll be available. So quick fire recap. Where do you want to be located?
Manchester, ideally centre of gravity, but anywhere in the northwest of England will be fine.
Overnight accommodation, nights away?
I've spent many nights away. I don't think my wife wants me under her feet all the time. So yes, perfectly prepared to do that.
Good. So that's because it comes part and parcel.
Yes.
So within reason, you don't want to be away for months and months at a time.
But well, we've all done that. So
you accept that as part of the role. So Manchester, nights away, not a problem. Ideal organisation
would be one that's good question.
Yeah, to name one.
Just
what do they look like?
Takes my experience into consideration, and is hopefully ex-service friendly. I've been through the leaving the army process once before in the mid-90s, and I got the distinct impression that people didn't think I could do much. All I was a march up and down, shoot guns and salute. No, it's much more.
Very interesting. So it focuses a little bit more, because there's a lot of organisations there with the Armed Forces Covenant now. That's
much better than it used to be.
Exactly, it really is. That's a very good point to bring across, Rich. That people very much are on board with ex-military because they realise what they've got to offer. They realise the depth of knowledge, experience, but importantly, you mentioned something: how to put it across, how to talk to people.
It's extremely important. You remember when we were young soldiers, there was a lot of shouty, screaminess going on. Those days have long gone. We're all about collaboration, leadership of the democratic style, talking to people, finding out the best way to do it. Much better now in the modern age, I think.
Yeah, quite right. Bring people together. And when you were off shot a little bit, I was talking about the experience that you bring to the table, and the fact that you've managed all the teams, you've ran all of those shows, but that's not your aim now.
Not really.
You're not looking to run the team of 50, etc.
Yeah, that was one of my rules I set myself. Sorry, Dick. That managing people and things is something I've done a lot of. It's not something I'd really want to re-engage with, to be brutally honest.
Well, there you go. And you've done
life
all that.
Is too short for the stress.
Yeah, you've done all that, and now it's time to get out there and provide that knowledge and experience and skills that you've got to offer. That, and I get that. I understand that absolutely, and so will anybody watching this as well. So I think we might have covered it all off, So when it comes to reaching out to you, are you happy, just to clarify, people to contact you via the means that are ticking?
Yes, please. Please. You've got my mobile, you've got my email, and you'll have links to my CV if you go to your links that you're going to provide, Dick. It's an interesting time. It's something that I have been looking forward to for a while, because 43 years one way or another in the military is a long time. However, we've all got to hang our kit up at some time, and this is my time permanently.
Perfect.
So thank you for your help and support. It's much appreciated. I don't know how I can reciprocate.
Small part for me to play, mate, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to have another chat with you, because we had a longer chat on the other channel. But what I'm going to do, please don't disappear. I'm going to put you out of shot, and then I'm going to quickly wash up. But you'll still be in the green room. You're out of shot now. I'm just going to do a quick wash up, if I may, please. So the idea of today, what were we hoping to achieve? Very, very straightforward. To introduce you to Richard Longstaff, who's had a long career associated with the military, either as a full-time regular soldier, as a regular reserve soldier, or more latterly, since about 2009, I believe, and it's all in his CV that you can download in a moment, more latterly working as force protection, health and safety advisor to the military as a civilian. Massive breadth of experience in all sort of aspects, directly relatable and transferable to civilian employment. What's he looking for? A job of about three days a week, based in and around the Manchester area, with the occasional bit of travel not being a problem. Ideally for an established consultancy or a training organization or an auditing organization. But bear in mind, one of his key criteria is not looking to lead big teams of people. He wants to be part of that team of people. He's done all of that, and now this is time to have a slight change of direction in career and be part of that team that's out there doing the work, boots on the ground, advising, training, auditing, and giving that practical advice to customers of various industry sectors, armed with all that knowledge and experience that he's gained over many, many years, allied to the British military. So there you go. So thanks to Richard. If you want to engage, please feel free to contact Richard directly. Before we do close, I want to mention one thing. You're probably asking, what on earth is Medic Zone all about? Well, it's funny you should answer that question, because let me show you what it is all about. So Medic Zone is a little kind of hobby horse, if you like, and what Medic Zone is a website that is